What's up, guys? It is I, once again, Yusuf Al-Saned, and after having reviewed Gareth Evans' Morantau, which was released in 2009, the first of three Indonesian films made by Mr. Evans, which he directed, wrote, and edited. The link for that is down below in the description box. We're going to review right now Gareth Evans' second film in his martial arts trilogy, The Raid. After the making of Morantau, Gareth Evans and the producers behind Morantau wanted to make another Salat movie that would take place in a prison, and it would become a large-scale action gang movie that would not only star actors from his previous film Morantau, but would also star international stars who are trained fighters. But the problem is that when they were making a teaser trailer for the movie, it consumed a lot of their money in the budget, and they didn't have the right fund to make the film, which was supposed to be a large-scale action movie about Silat and about the main character who we have in this movie, Rama, played by Iko Uwais. So because they didn't have the budget to make that movie, Gareth Evans and the producers took 2 years to create a new project, a project that was much smaller in scale and that would focus on one area, one specific area, a giant building, and would become the catalyst for what would come to be the Raid 2 Burandal. And for that we have the Raid 1, which is known as the Redemption. And the Raid 1, the main character is Rama, and he's played by the awesome and always fantastic Iko Uwais, who I mentioned before is the next Bruce Lee. He has a baby on the way with his lovely, beautiful wife, who he's always fearful that because of his new assignment as a SWAT team member among the police officer in Indonesia, he's always risking his life. Because of the fact that he has a baby on the way with his beautiful wife, he feels scared to always put his life on the line, and yet he does what he believes to be the right thing. Rama's superior officer, Sergeant Jaka, informs Rama and his fellow peers that the building is occupied by many ruthless gang members, killers, and the worst scums you can imagine, and they are armed to the teeth, and they are ready to kill anyone and whoever that comes into their territory, especially cops. And their leader is Tama, I believe his name is Tama Riyadi, and he is a vicious gang leader who the people worship or fear like a god. And their informant informs them that their three high-ranking members, besides Tama, are the Mad Dog, who is the right-hand man of Tama, who is ready to kill anyone and tear walls down, as they describe for their leader. And the third member is Andy, who is the mastermind behind Tama's plans and his exports as the high-ranking gang member in this district in, I believe it's Jakarta. So Rama and his fellow men, as well as their sergeant, Jaka, they infiltrate the building, but what they don't know is that their informant has misled them about the building and what goes on, because he seems to have a very different agenda to the Sergeant Jaka and Rama and their men. A lot of gang members who attempt to take over this building were brutally slaughtered. So when Jaka, Rama, and his fellow men go into this building, they did not know what to expect, and they were just taken down one by one with ease. And their informant had misled them about certain things about this building. So this becomes a whole survival horror scenario where Sergeant Jaka, Rama, and his fellow men have to survive this onslaught of Tama and his gang members, and to survive at all costs. But the problem is that this building is occupied by the most ruthless gang members and just killers and maniacs. It becomes far worse when Tama, the gang leader, offers to give anyone who kills these cockroaches, as he says, as a free room, and they would become a permanent resident. And so the entire film is about these men, including Rama and Jaka, having to survive. Guys, when I say this movie becomes a survival horror-like scenario where Jaka, Rama, and the men have to survive this onslaught of Tama's gangs, it is no exaggeration, because when Gareth Evans was making the film, he described how Morantau was more of a drama as opposed to a traditional action film. If you watch my review on Morantau, that's exactly how I described the movie. This film, however, is more of a survival horror-like film where these men are confined in one building, and it becomes very claustrophobic, especially when anything could happen. Someone could come out of nowhere, behead you with a machete, or you could get shot down out of nowhere. That aspect of this movie is what makes it so scary and so effective. The fact that anything could happen at any point in time, and Rama fights for his life. You know, guys, when I think survival horror, I always think of classic survival horror games like Resident Evil, Silent Hill, Clock Tower, like Dino Crisis. Hell, if you want to include the grandfather of all survival horror, Sweet Home, Be My Guest. But those are what I would call survival horror, where it takes place in one mansion, one building, like this movie, and you're surrounded by zombies, dinosaurs, all kind of deformed creatures who are ready to tear you apart. But in the case of this film, you have just like vicious, angry gang members who are also killers. I mean, these guys don't hold back at all. They kill with amusement, and that's what's so scary about them. But Rama and Jaka, for some reason, are able to hold their own, and they survive at all costs. It is just so much fun to watch. I mentioned before that Tama had a mastermind behind his operation, who is Andy, and Andy is actually related to Rama in some way. You guys will find out how they're related, but that will come into play in the story, and the story just becomes so intense, especially when Rama's brothers are taken out and picked off by these vicious gang members. And the Mad Dog, guys, the Mad Dog is played by this actor. I believe his name is Yayan Ruhian. He is a great actor. I mean, he was also in Morantau. He played the supporting character Eric, and Eric was a guy who had a heart of gold, yet what he did in that movie, it wasn't something he was proud of, but something that he had to do to survive, to make money. Eric was a very good-hearted man who had to do some horrible things, but in this movie, he plays the Mad Dog, the second in command of Tama's operation, and he's as vicious as they come, guys. This guy, despite being in his late 40s, he can kick anyone's ass, especially these young punks. The Mad Dog has some insane endurance, skill, and can fight you till the end of days. I mean, man. The Raid has a lot of great fight scenes, most of which involves Rama, the Mad Dog, and of course one fight scene which really stole the show. That fight scene I'm talking about is between Andy, Rama, and the Mad Dog. I mean, it's two guys against one, and the Mad Dog is no joke, guys. I forgot to mention in my review of Morantau, where Yuda fought against two brothers who are criminals, and it took a lot out of him to fight these two guys. But the fight against the Mad Dog in this movie with Andy, it wasn't enough, guys, and man, the Mad Dog took it to them. These people are no actors. They are real fighters. I mean, if you were to meet any one of them, I can guarantee they'd take your head off. But man, the way they fight is just so insane. You feel the emotion, you feel the anger, and it's not like a lot of action movies where one punch can knock them down. No. When you punch someone in this movie, you kick them very hard, you have to make sure they stay down. It takes a lot to keep these guys down. down, from breaking limbs to crushing skulls or stabbing them with machetes or cutting people's throat. It is so insane, guys. I mean, this movie really is a straightforward action film that has a survival horror setting, and it's also a story that involves Rama, a rookie police officer who's married to a lovely wife and has a baby on the way. Everything about this movie, from the story to the characters to the friggin' action, it's all awesome, guys. I really don't say this so often, but Gareth Evans really outdid himself in this movie, because Morantau had a great story and was essentially a drama, but in terms of sheer action and sheer spectacle, this movie, The Raid, outshines Morantau in every single way. And oh my god, I can't wait to review The Raid 2 Morantau. Gareth Evans really understands martial arts film, and he absolutely understands hard-hitting action movies that can really get your blood pumping. And I can't wait to review The Raid 2, because that's gonna be even more insane and much larger in scale. But The Raid 1 is definitely an action film to behold. It has everything from a survival horror-like setting to the characters to the story behind the protagonist Rama. Someone online who I know personally, if he's watching this, I'm sure he is, he describes both The Raid 1 and Raid 2 as two of the best action movies ever made. And boy, brother, you are right. Oh, you are right, my man. But guys, I mean, this movie is so awesome. I mean, I can't recommend this movie highly enough. All I'll say is watch Gareth Evans' The Raid. It is so awesome. It's so cool. The action is just out there. And of course, Iko Uwais, fantastic as always, as the main protagonist, Rama. And I can guarantee, once again, guys, he's going to be a star in the next Bruce Lee. Oh yeah, baby. That's my review to Gareth Evans' The Raid. I do hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please like, comment, subscribe if you wish. And if you want to see more from me, then please check out my gaming channel where I do Let's Play series, gaming content, all that kind of good stuff. Until next time, peace out, take care, adios amigos, au revoir, and sayonara.